Hi, garden rebels. I'm on a hike right now. Actually, I'm just walking right near the Tualatin Heritage Center because I am about to meet some important people. They're big deals. They're from the Historical Society, Tualatin Historical Society, and the Heritage Center, and they're going to help me understand what's happening in the month of April. I'll give you a hint. It's Arbor Month. There's a huge appreciation in Tualatin for our trees. And there is something that really caught my eye the other day that I'm really excited to share with the community. Hopefully, if inspiration about trees or a particular tree strikes you, that it might get you to do a particular artistic endeavor. Let me have these guys explain it to you. Been open 16 years.
16 years. We opened it in February of 2006. As we walk down this sidewalk, we're going to see a lot of bricks with names of persons who lived in Tualatin once, or someone wanted to honor a family member. So these bricks all purchased in loving memory of someone or some event. Iris bulbs, I think they're called corms, found in the field of purple, one white one. And he took that one out, dug it up, and then from that one start, we developed a whole new variety to become internationally known as the Tualatin Manette Dutch Iris.
Interesting.
This is the last ones we know of here. There's some at the Rhino Cemetery, and we're waiting to see what happens. You'll see a fence because we have varmints that like to eat them. So that's why that little barrier is there.
Hi, my name is Ross Baker. I'm the president of the Tualatin Historical Society.
Hi, I'm Rick Wheelock. I'm the manager of the Heritage Center.
And Larry McClure. I'm the board of the Tualatin Historical Society and been around here since we opened the building 16 years ago of this month, last month, February.
So we've got Arbor Month coming up. It's not Arbor Day, by the way. Why isn't it Arbor Day, and where did Arbor Month come from?
Well, it started back in the middle.
Louder, Larry.
It started back in the Middle West, as I recall. But we did adopt that here in Tualatin, and we became a Tree City, USA.
Tree City.
Tree City, USA, a national recognition of our commitment to plant trees everywhere in the The city supports that in the book.
Tell me about the Historical Society and the Heritage Center and what we're doing about Arbor Day. Or Arbor Month, excuse me, Ross.
We like to follow what the city does. They kind of give us our lead and we support the city and they support us. And we looked for a way to celebrate Arbor Month along with the city. The city has a lot of great ideas, like a photography contest, a kids contest, all kinds of things. And so our manager, Rick Wheelock, came up with the idea of let's have a poetry contest, largely because we think it follows along with the demographics of the people who follow the Historical Society. But Rick can talk more about that.
I am very interested in this, Rick. Can you tell me, how did this all happen?
Well, like Ross said, we were looking for a way to work with the city, and one of my other passions is photography, and so I knew that they had a contest for photography. And my background is in English literature and writing, and though I'm not a poet, I do like reading poetry. And I thought, I always think poetry works really well with natural environments and trees. And I used to live downtown, and I used to walk to work through the park blocks. And as I walked through, sometimes I would think of poetry or poetic thoughts as I was walking through downtown. So it just seemed like a natural to me with the environment and the trees and stuff.
So, do you think the trees caused you to think about poetry, or do you think you were just naturally poetic and you happened to be walking through trees?
I think it's the trees. So.
Ross, tell me about this assemblage.
We are so blessed to have great local judges to determine what's a good poem or not, because I'm not it. Rick's already decided he's not it. Larry didn't even want to talk about it. But
Really?
the first and foremost is Lois Martinazzi. She's a co-founder of the Historical Society. She's an author, she's a playwright, and she just knows good writing when she sees it. We also, through Michael Antonelli at Tualatin Life, one of the people who writes for him is actually a poet, and she does writing, and she has her own podcast, Poems by Heart.
Okay.
And this podcast, if people like poems, they can go and see her, or listen to, see podcasts. And he recommended her, and she agreed to also help us. And thirdly and finally is someone who's become a great supporter of the Tualatin Historical Society. He lives here in Tualatin. All three of these people live in Tualatin. His name is Tom Swearingen, and he is known as the Oregon Cowboy Poet. And you can actually go to his site, OregonCowboyPoet.com. He competes internationally, and he was, I hope I get this right, the 2021 Cowboy Poet of the Year. And he goes to competitions internationally. So we have three people that know what they're talking about and can tell us who deserves to be Tualatin Historical Society's first annual poetry contest winner. Well, I can say that it's only been out there in the public for about a week now.
A week, okay.
Because Michael at Tualatin Life was kind enough to make sure that it was in his paper and it was well known. We already have some entrants. We have some people that have already submitted their poems. So we're not going to have one single winner. We're going to decide who's the best, who's second, and who's third. And thanks to Garden Corners, we're going to be able to award them with a nice tree to plant.
Yes, we've got a tree. Yeah.
A tree for them, and also we're going to give them a free annual membership, and we're going to ask them to come to our April 6th program, Wednesday, April 6th at 1 o'clock. This program will be the first program that we've had live, by the way, since the pandemic started, in our Heritage Center, where they can read their poem live.
Wow.
And what's really cool about the program, Paul Hennon, who used to be Park Service Director, I don't remember Paul's exact title. Community Service Director. He's going to be here to tell us about the history and the background about why Tualatin is a tree city and how we got that award and how we continue to get that award year after year. So Paul Hennon's going to be talking about that. We're going to have the poetry winners there in person, and the judges will be there in person, and it's going to be a great event.
Come on in.
Come on, Yvonne.
Come on
in. Yvonne Addington, also a board member.
Oh yes, you have a spot.
Former city manager.
Yes.
And
Hi, Yvonne. You showed up just in time.
And also part of this
sorry.
historical game.
she's on the board, yes.
Okay.
And she has also been a part of history for so long that she knows the names of everything
Poetry
and
contest.
who donated, who grew them in this area. Like as we walk in, and when you come in anytime to the Heritage Center around town here, around outside, you'll see plants growing that have some history. They're all labeled Oregon natives. So people come here for an outdoor history lesson.
And let me add that we have 9 or 10 plants, I don't remember exactly, that have historical provenance to them. For example, roses that came over the Oregon Trail, a peony tree that we're going to be planting this year that actually came from Japan. Japanese immigrants came to Oregon and brought to Tualatin and brought their tree with them.
I've survived four hydrangea plants on the other side of the building here that came with a person who filed a donation land claim. And I moved them from the property near Fred Meyer's to the Tualatin City Hall. They took that City Hall down and I moved them over here, and I dare anyone to touch them.
Congratulations on saving these plants and appreciating them and letting other generations appreciate them. So kudos.
Right.
And we have hops from the Klinger family, and we have all kinds of plants here that have a long historical story, and also native plants too. Whoa.
Well, thank you all very much. Thank you, Yvonne, for the drop-in as well.
Shocking.
Surprise visitor, huh?
Yes. These guys are amazing. Well, what do you think? Is there a tree in your life, or a group of trees, or even a part of the garden that just might inspire you to write down a few words of poetry? By all means, send it in. And I don't even think you have to be from Tualatin. Just send it in. Inspiration from anywhere is an inspiration to us all. Guys, that's the show for the week. Always live your passion. I think I might give this a try.